How you going?
Yeah, not bad. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to CoffeePod. You've been here before.
I have been here before. Yeah,
It's been a long time.
I really enjoyed it the first time. Get to do it a second time. Happy to be here.
This one has gone straight to the other realm. It's gone to video. I'm trying to cross over.
We're 3D now.
Absolute 3D. Trying to break free of the podcast world.
That's it. Yeah.
And simulcast. Is that even a word anymore? Remember when they used to do simulcast?
Yes.
Simulcast
right.
in stereo on East and West Coast.
I guess they still do that for the Oscars now, because they would do simulcast for like Twitter and all the webs, and like if you look at like the Guardian stuff, they always have like the rolling news as well. That's all.
That's right.
At the same time. So it's gone digital now.
We've gone digital, simulcast live across all platforms.
Yeah, that's it.
But anyway, this is CoffeePod. Yep. Any topic, anywhere, and we're definitely anywhere.
Anywhere,
We've been talking about a lot of things recently, but one of the things on my mind, and I know we're both passionate about, if I'm passionate about anything more than movies, it's music.
Oh yeah,
you know,
definitely.
It's something that fills my life just as much as movies, and everyone always says, What's your favorite genre? You know, that's hard. It's always been difficult for me to answer, because I believe if you're a true lover of music, you will love it all. You will have time for everything. Yeah. Classical, country, rock, rap, brand new R&B, pop. If I hear a song I like, something that gives me a feeling, or just then I like it. Then it goes on my list, goes on my playlist.
Yep, exactly.
Would you say your playlist is eclectic like that?
I'm exactly the same. Yeah, I do exactly the same thing. There's no genre of music I won't listen to, within reason, of course, but most of the time I will listen to anything, and I like to listen to everything. You know, I have so many different playlists of what I listen to.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And it's a huge range of stuff, you know. Like, I'm quite happy to listen to like some punk rock stuff, but then like I'll switch to like, Otis Redding and like Marvin Gaye, and like I'll just go all over the place, That's the thing with music though. It's borderless, you can listen to anything, anywhere.
Exactly, I like that. It's borderless, and that's it. But I did want to talk about something that's been on my mind about rock in general. As a sort of a genre. A lot of things lately have been triggering that in my head. There was something recently, last year, NWA, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And Gene Simmons had a war with like Ice Cube, a little bit of a Twitter war.
Yeah.
Having a go at them, saying, this is an outrage because you are not. How are you rock and roll? That makes no sense. How is NWA, which thought of as gangster rap, why are you being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Now, I know I'm probably jumping the gun, but that's sort of the thing that has sparked my mind that what is rock and roll then? Are we classifying rock and roll as a typical frontman, lead guitar, bassist, and drummer, a rock sound, a rock band, AC/DC, INXS? Or are we saying rock and roll, if we're talking the roots of rock and roll, this is well deep as a feeling, and let's be honest, more so in the African American community. If you want to get all serious about it, then rock and roll is not just that specific sound. So is that what you believe? Why someone like that, a band like that, a group like that, of course they can be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, I really thought that like rock and roll was purely rock and roll. It is like Kiss or AC/DC or anything like that. But then like you look at who's been inducted, and like Marvin Gaye's in there. I think Ray Charles is in there. NWA's in there. You know, it's a huge mixture of who's been inducted. So is it more about, is it the passion of rock and roll that is being inducted, or is it the actual music itself? Because NWA, I mean, like the strength of their lyrics and the passion in the music, it's just as passionate as rock music is.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the thing, I suppose I should have said. That's what I'm thinking the theme of this show is rock dead, is my question. I'm asking it.
Yeah,
Much
sure.
like Marilyn Manson, honestly, is that song, even though that song came out a while back, did he hit the nail on the head? Is rock dead? Has it been sold out so many times over the decades? Or is it still alive somewhere and not necessarily that sound? So are we talking about rock, the feeling? Or rock the music? Because I think they're two different things.
Yeah, definitely. They are. I think like rock for music, I mean, it's still there, but it's like it keeps evolving. Like the Gorillaz, for example.
So you consider them rock?
Well, see, they're rock, right? But then like they're rock plus, like they're like rock plus like hip hop, rap, bit of R&B, like reggae.
But is that something
jazz.
new now? What have you created there?
See, that's the thing. Like, even like the Clash, like if you listen to the Clash's music, like they were purely punk rock, and then like they kept evolving.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the thing with rock music. It always tries to stay the same, and there's only like a few bands I would say have actually like stayed the same, have had the same sound, and maybe it's been changed over slightly, but pretty much the same sound for the whole career. Like the Rolling Stones, you know, like it's always been the same sound.
Yeah.
So
all right, so let's do it like heavy metal style. Have you seen that documentary? It's the Headbangers Journey. They did such a fantastic documentary where it even has this map that everyone now uses, this like tree map, and it is all about these connections. And they do start in the days of Ozzy Osbourne and Kiss, when the 60s music and 70s music was still that evolving hippie sort of sound, but then Kiss, Ozzy Osbourne, who the hell are these guys? Then heavy metal was born. Now heavy metal, I would say they've tracked their origins quite well, especially with that movie, which is great. It's a Headbangers Journey, I think.
I'll definitely watch it.
But so let's talk about rock, day one. We're talking, again, considering it was bastardized from an African-American sound.
Yeah, that's it.
But let's say the Beatles and Elvis, Little Richard, Chuck Berry. Is that rock to you? We're talking day one rock. We're talking rock. B.B. King,
definitely.
blues rock.
Definitely, especially with Chuck
rock
Berry.
stars.
His sound, that sound really was like rock
That's
and roll.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
50s classic.
Definitely.
Going to the diner, roller skate girls, bringing the cheeseburger. Chuck Berry in the background, Little Richard. That's rock and roll.
That's rock and roll, yeah.
All right.
Jerry Lee Lewis as well.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
And again, the Beatles, the whole, British invasion. Still rock and roll, though,
Yeah, definitely. Especially at the beginning. Well, they were rock and roll all the way through, but then they were probably the first band to actually, like, their sound they kept trying to push themselves and kept trying to find a new sound each time.
Oh, absolutely. Man, when they went into the studio in their later days and they said, all right, let's start experimenting with, and this is long before now, someone can go into a studio and they just pull up their iPad and they hit a couple buttons and literally they've just put together a song. I do it myself.
Yeah.
Now that person only has those samples, like Will.i.am or something.
Yeah.
He's all about technology.
Yeah.
The only reason he's got a million samples is because there were the days of the guys in the studio who would play a track and record it, and they go, let's play that back at a different pitch. Wait, let's play 10 of them back, and then one in reverse, and while you add an echo, they were creating all that shit on the fly, analog style.
Yeah.
So those guys, we consider them rock and the evolution of rock.
Definitely.
So when do you think, the 60s, the Doors, the Who, it's still rock?
It's still rock, yeah.
When did it start to, like for me, I'll be honest, my pivotal moment of music when someone says, what music do you love? For me, it was, the high school years, you're a teenager, and for me, that was Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
Sure.
And Alice in Chains and
Sure.
Stone Temple Pilots, of course. The grunge sound, the Seattle sound, whatever you want to call it. I have to admit, for me, that was like, whatever, that was my 60s. I do feel like rock, for a small moment, came back into this amazing.
Yeah.
It was new and fresh, and for me it
Yeah.
was. I'm sure other people are like, oh, this has
Yeah.
all been done. But after the 90s, I do feel like
Yeah,
Kurt
definitely.
Cobain did himself in, and just once it was sold out to the man, like for real. Once grunge and alternative became a fucking
Yeah.
Pepsi commercial.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
That's it. Rock. For me, I'll be honest, rock was dead. So how do you feel about that?
I think
for me,
like,
that's when rock died.
I mean, like the 70s was like the peak. You know, that was the absolute peak of rock music.
Yeah.
The classic rock age was the 70s.
Yeah.
I think it actually changed. I think it already started happening in the 80s.
Yeah.
I think so. Like with the New Romantics and stuff, and the Smiths, and
Yeah.
the sound
Punk
of
rock.
Punk rock.
Would
as
you
well
classify
came in.
that punk rock sound? I know people hate to put classifications, but
Punk rock
punk
as
rock
well,
scene.
because that kind of threw
Yeah.
a grenade into music and
yeah, absolutely.
ripped that apart.
Absolutely.
But then after that, though, you got like
Well, then it got
Tears for Fears,
glam
and then
rocky.
you get glam rock. I think that's when rock started to kind of go.
You had
So
Rat and Poison
Yeah.
and Motley Crue, not to be mean. It was still rock, but that was the total glam rock.
Yeah, that's it.
teased hair. Heavy metal, maybe. More glam rock.
More, yeah, but glam
Yeah.
rock, I think, like that, when it became really the like popular sound.
Yeah,
That's when like
definitely.
proper pure rock music had kind of been left to the side, and this other new strange beast had taken over.
Yeah.
I think that's when it was. I think it was the 80s when it started to
Yeah.
just take on a whole other new life. But it's still great, it's still great rock bands. I mean, The Killers, for example, that's a pure rock band, that is.
Okay, so now that's interesting. That's what I was going to say. So in the 2000s, I'm not sure what happened. So in the 2000s, you've got someone like the Killers, or would you consider Kings of Leon a rock band?
Yeah,
Snow Patrol,
Snow Patrol.
Muse, heavy or normal
definitely.
rock?
They're like
Is Muse
they're like heavy. aren't they?
experimental heavy?
Yeah, they're experimental heavy. Yeah,
Because there's some keyboards in there. There's some
Yeah.
sounds.
yeah. But in like Green Day, though, I mean,
Green
Green Day have
Day,
been
yeah.
around for like 20 years.
Yeah, Green Day. I'll give them that.
and they're still
They've
the
survived.
same sound,
Yeah. But is it popular? Not that that's what makes anyone's favorite.
Yeah.
Whatever you like, who gives a shit if it's popular.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, when I look at the top of the charts,
Oh yeah.
okay,
definitely.
that's what I'm saying as far as is rock dead. I'm looking at the charts, and I'm always trying to find something new, but all I ever keep finding
Yeah.
is
I
the
keep listening.
same
Yes.
shit.
I keep listening to the same old music like
Yeah.
15, 20, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
because there's no new, like,
No.
brand new rock band like everyone has to listen to anymore.
No,
kind
it's
of
solo
a-
artists is the thing, by the way.
Yeah, and also like
you know, American
DJs
Idol.
and
Yeah.
like DJ Khaled, that kind of music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone who's mixing and
Mixing.
dropping the beat.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Let's wait for David Guetta to drop the beat.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
Builds an entire career on. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Nope. Whole career on waiting
Whole career.
to drop the beat. But that's it. That's music now.
That's
And-
music
and
now. Yeah, it's just
What about someone like the Foo Fighters? Now they still get in the studio and do it
they
old
do.
school as much
Yeah,
as they can.
They do, and they're still like a really good
Oh yeah.
proper rock band. Just thrash it out and just bring out a new sound. Yeah,
I think
they're
they
really
have
good.
they have circumvented even what Nirvana did.
Yeah.
They've really delved into good songs,
Yeah.
good lyrics.
Are you a fan of U2?
Well, now, yeah, that's another one. U2, my God, they have spanned the ages.
Mm.
Yeah, I am,
Mm.
but not necessarily lately.
Yeah.
Just because that's just me. I feel like their sound started to come into focus so sharply, and even in the '90s, it was still going on with Numb and what was that? What was that
Tunnel
tour?
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These were some big
Yeah.
concert. Freaking U2 would rock the stadium.
Mm.
But then they did that one where they dropped it on Apple Music, and
Oh yeah.
I
that's it.
was like, I know you guys are sellouts. That happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
But now you're really like 110% sellouts. But I don't know. Are you still a huge fan?
I'm on the fence with the old with U2.
Yeah,
I like their
U2.
earlier stuff, but I'm not really a big fan of Bono. So
Is it because he's too? I've got something to say, and you should listen to me.
yeah,
The things that I say are important.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And nobody.
But also, it's like, whenever he does the charity work, I always still get this feeling that he's just doing it for himself.
Yeah.
It could be like with like a group of starving children, but it's like, like, look at me, I'm here. I
but
don't
some
know.
of
I still
those-
have this problem with him.
But some of those, the Joshua Tree, some of those older,
Yeah.
some of those images from when music videos were still music videos, actual music videos.
What was the one where they were on top of the roof and they were singing?
Oh, the Rattle and Hum album.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know that was the Rattle and Hum tour. They did
Yeah.
that with BB King as well.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Yeah.
We're shutting this down. The whole,
Yeah.
the police are coming, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do this concert. We're gonna have to do this right quick. But I mean, so yeah, U2, they're still around-ish,
Yeah.
but mostly as like a brand more than a top 20. Sorry to say, like I don't see rock anywhere on the top of
No,
Spotify charts or
definitely
Billboard
not.
charts. So
No.
does that mean it's dead for young kids? You ask a young kid what's a rock band. What do you think they would say?
They'll probably like talk about like the ones from like before, like older ones, older bands. Not anyone recent, I don't think.
Yeah.
There's no one been really exciting recently who's really
No.
like I've gone like, wow, I have to listen to them.
No,
I mean, Coldplay
Black
is
Keys?
still good, but yeah, Black Keys as
is
well.
that more? Could you? Well, it's still rock. I mean, you
Yeah,
could say
it's rock.
The minute you add a slider to the guitar, it's more
Yeah.
like bluesy.
More
but
bluesy, yeah. But no,
they came on the scene. I was like, what is this?
yeah,
What is this awesomeness I'm listening to?
Yeah.
It's so raw.
definitely. They're an excellent band. They're
Yeah.
fantastic. They are.
Who's the one with the brother and sister with no bass player?
Brother and sister. Oh, no, not what, Angus and Julia?
No, but it's just funny how bands change the dynamic of what, like, say, the traditional
Oh,
frontman, lead guitar, bass player, Van Halen style rock band.
Yeah.
Literally, because those guys, Van Halen, I must say, they made a lot of noise for not a lot of guys. Their concerts used to
Didn't
be
they?
epic,
Didn't
considering
they?
it's just Eddie on the guitar, and it's just the drums and the bass, and whether it's David Lee Roth
Yeah.
or Sammy Hagar, whoever your frontman is
Yeah.
for Van Halen, both did quite well and
Yeah.
put on a great show.
Absolutely. But yeah, they were definitely, the amount of noise they were able to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
generate just from those guys.
But
I guess the White Stripes probably started.
Sorry,
off,
the
didn't
White
they?
Stripes. That's the ones I'm saying with no bass player.
Yeah.
So
They were the first.
I'm like, what's happening here?
Duo.
So, but is that it? Is that us saying that a rock band has to be a certain thing? Is that why Gene Simmons probably got bent out of shape?
Yeah.
Because he says rock and roll.
Yeah.
When I say rock and roll, guitar, bass player, drummer, singer, I don't picture a bunch of artists with a backtrack, as in I just called it up on the computer. But I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're still the artists. They're just using different instruments in
Yeah.
their art.
Yeah. So maybe rock music, the way that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame goes by, is like the essence of it. It's not so much the who they are, like,
Yeah.
as an
Yeah.
actual entity.
Is it rock and
there's still
roll?
NWA is still a band.
Oh, yeah.
Still a group.
Yeah.
Just like every other rock
Yeah.
group there is.
Yeah, and if anyone is, against the man,
Yeah.
if that's what rock and roll is,
Yeah.
fight the man, fight the power,
Yeah.
then the NWA is quintessential.
Definitely. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Then they do deserve to be in there.
But the rock sound, like I say, an
No.
AC/DC
Yeah.
sound, a Van Halen sound, that's really not.
That's
it's-
gone now.
So
Yeah.
could I say that's dead?
Yeah,
When
I
I
think
say
so.
Marilyn
Yeah.
Manson, rock is dead, is that dead?
He's, I think he's pretty close to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's pretty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear about? I have to say this: the Bieber thing with Marilyn Manson.
No, what happened?
Oh my God, Justin Bieber. He was wearing a Marilyn Manson T-shirt at a concert, and apparently made up a bunch of them. And then he bumps into Marilyn Manson at some swanky club, and he goes, "Oh, check it out! I made you relevant again." That didn't go down well with
No,
Marilyn Manson.
probably
and
not,
I
no.
think there have been apologies since then.
Yeah.
some
Probably didn't
exchanges
go down
of
too well.
didn't go down too well.
No.
So now that's the mentality again of that generation, trying to knock someone like that
Yeah.
who, in his day, he was certainly avant-garde, out there, a bit different.
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cruel to say I've made you
Yeah.
relevant again
Yeah.
because I put you on a T-shirt.
But when was the last time you heard from him, though?
I
haven't
know,
heard
I
from him in
know,
a while,
but-
but yeah, it's a bit, yeah,
It's condescending
a
as
bit
hell.
condescending, yeah, to say that to him.
But like I say, he's someone that was, is Marilyn Manson rock and roll feeling, like in the way he presents himself, even though it's not the sound, because he has songs like that, Rock and Roll is Dead, trying to be ironic, I'm sure.
Yeah,
but
that's right. But he does, though, because he's got that rawness about him.
yeah.
You know, I've always considered him like a rock lead singer, I guess.
Yeah. What about Trent Reznor, Nine Inch Nails?
Oh, yeah.
Now famous for things like
the social network and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, doing musical scores for movies. Are you kidding me? But that's someone who just has talent, period.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
They should, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely for him. Like, he's obviously found some new thing that he can just go and, you know, he doesn't have to be Nine Inch Nails all the time. He can just
Be
go
himself,
off and
yeah.
do this other
Absolutely.
side project, you know.
No, that's it. I think that's good when artists can find that, so they don't end up touring. And if you can do it, good on you. The Rolling Stones, Jesus Christ, they're going to be 80. I get it.
Yeah,
they're not going
definitely.
to stop.
Yeah.
But
There's
that
just
doesn't work for everybody.
No, it doesn't. No, that's it. Depends on the people who you're in the group with as well, you know. Because it's the Foo Fighters have been around for, you know, for like 20 years, over 20 years. You know, it's still, I think most of them are still the same group, more or less.
Yeah, yeah. Look, Danny Elfman broke out, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, everyone knows Danny Elfman, but, you know,
Yeah.
do they remember Oingo Boingo? You know, do they remember Weird Science and Dead Man's Party? I do, because I'm an 80s nut, but a lot of people literally just know the name Danny Elfman. They don't associate him with 80s pop band, but everyone
But he
has to
was.
start somewhere.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so is rock dead? The sound, maybe. So we're saying it's living on in spirit.
It's living on in spirit, yeah, but the actual...
Well, then what's not rock?
Well, that's it. Well, Ariana Grande isn't, but...
Why not? Why can't her spirit and her lyrics? Why? Because that's pop.
Yeah, I think so.
Mainstream
she's
pop.
She's mainstream pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're starting to draw the lines.
It's getting a bit blurry. Yeah.
It's getting a bit blurry. Okay. So Sia in all her weirdness, she can't be rock because of her sound is too.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. I think there is like an alternative lead singer, like an alternative, you know. Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So now we have to start identifying people as rock spirit. Who has rock spirit?
Who has rock spirit and who doesn't?
Oh, and now, see, I've already forgotten his name. Top of the charts right now, the song Rockstar.
Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, even that song, Rockstar, it's like very mellow.
Post Malone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like very like mellow.
Young kid from Texas, 20-something.
Yeah.
Rapper, artist, singer, songwriter. But that song, called Rockstar, is literally number one around the whole universe right now. It broke Apple Music. But it is in no way a rock song.
No. Not even close.
What do you think about that?
Well, it's very, that song's very, like, mellow and it's very different, really. It's very modern, like, for what people listen to today.
Did you like it? It's kind of growing on me.
Yeah, I think the more I listen to it, it's growing on me.
Yeah, some sort of breezy night, hand out the window, driving your car.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems to have captured everyone's
it's just
mind.
An endless road in front of you kind of song.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a endless road, just going for a drive into the sunset,
Yeah.
and I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
Now, is that not rock and roll spirit? What?
Oh, maybe.
So what does a song have to be for you to be rock? If you didn't look it up on Spotify in the rock category, if you found a song,
It would have to have like the main elements, drum, bass.
So it is
lead
the
guitar.
sound for you. It's the sound.
For me, it's the sound.
It's the
yeah.
sound. All right.
So I can understand why the NWA was inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I kind of lean more towards what Gene Simmons was saying, which is, hang on, rock and roll, isn't it meant to have like a drum, bass, lead guitar?
Right.
You know, lead singer, isn't it meant to have that?
The sound. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then if you do bring in NWA and all the other people they've brought in, like, yeah, as you were saying, where does it stop? You know, who can you not bring in? That means then you could bring in anyone, because everyone uses like all of those elements, you know.
Yeah.
It means like Katy Perry could be inducted in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It probably will happen, yes.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean, again, heavy metal, they've already securely found their own world and they live in it. But Metallica, so they are obviously rock and roll. But that's just considered heavy metal.
Yeah.
So they already get the origins of rock and roll, and of course the traditional guitar, lead man, drummer, bass player. But they just live in the heavy metal part of the world, part of the rock extreme.
Yeah.
I suppose there's light rock, but I think light rock is well dead as well. I'm pretty sure. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So it is the sound, and that sound
I
is.
think for me it's the sound, yeah. But if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going by the essence, then everyone has an opportunity to be in there, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. What was some of your favorites when you were younger? What struck a chord with you? Like for me, like I say, it was the '90s, and it was the whole grunge, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, that entire scene.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for me, again, because I grew up in the '90s, but for me, it's different. It's it's Britpop and so it's Blur, Pulp, Oasis,
yeah.
James.
That's all right.
Ocean Colour Scene. They were all the songs. They were the bands that I listened to when I was a kid. And then as I became a teenager, I listened to like The Killers, Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and then Blink-182, All American Rejects. I listened to all those guys as well. But I love to listen to everything.
Yeah.
My dad actually, he's huge on music. He was in a couple of bands when he was
Oh wow.
when he was a teenager. But he introduced me to all kinds of music, like the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Supertramp, Thin Lizzy. He introduced me to everyone, like Queen.
Queen.
All of them.
How could we not mention Queen?
Yeah. He just introduced me to so many.
That's cool.
Like bands. So yeah, because I feel like music has always been there. You know, it's never left. You know.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's all right. Look, I mean, that's what it is a lot of times with music. It's something that strikes a chord with you, and it sticks with you, and it reminds you of a time or a place. It could be anything, a smell, a sight, a feeling, and then it sticks with you forever. For mine, it was Pearl Jam, I must say. First time I ever heard the song Alive from their album 10. It was in my friend's 4x4 truck, and in my hometown, the thing was stereos in your car, like cool ones. I don't know if that's still the thing, but back then it was all about, huge speakers and amps, and he had a ridiculously killer stereo.
Right.
So he puts in the CD, he goes, "Oh, have you heard these guys?" And, no.
Yeah.
And he just cranks it up, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And it literally just filled every part of me in and out. You know what I mean? And this isn't even like a bassy rap song, but it's just that song, and that was it. Because it's so stuck into my bones. I would say Pearl Jam became my number one, and they still are. And I feel like they're the only band that made it out of the '90s.
They have.
Because everyone's killing themselves or dying or,
Yeah, they've managed to stay true to themselves.
Yeah, Eddie Vedder has managed to somehow not fall over the edge.
Yeah.
So, and then that's the other thing, is rock and roll, is it the lifestyle, is it to look cool, is it I have to take drugs and be, it seems like though, because they all fall into that pattern. Or they go in the wagon like the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that's it.
And they're still popular, yeah? So they're not doing drugs,
no,
but they're still popular.
Yeah. How does that happen?
I thought the drugs, sex, drugs, and rock and roll were the trio.
Yeah, the holy trinity of rock music, yeah.
Is Keith Richards as good on the wagon? I don't know. I suppose.
I suppose he is, yeah. I suppose he is.
Not all bands are like that, though. Sometimes they find they stop the booze or the drugs, and then that was sort of their muse. kind of. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's it. That was keeping them going.
That was keeping them going, and then they think because they stopped the drugs, the ideas stopped. When really they have a different form of clarity they can't figure out. They're not used to being aware of everything. Oh, do I live here? When did I get a dog? It's just because they're starting to catch on to their surroundings.
Yeah.
But then some of them, I don't know. Then maybe they do lose that edge.
I think so. Or just the pressure of fame just gets to them, and then they can't sustain that anymore.
Jim Morrison style.
Yeah.
Do you think it was him, but then it was also just immersed in the drug scene where half of that shit came from?
Oh, definitely.
Half of the fucking poems.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like that it definitely fueled him in some way. You know, gave him, kept going, kept him going.
What do you think about the NXS documentaries coming up? They already did one. It was all right. It was on Channel 7.
Yeah, I know. How
But
many
they're
more
gonna
of them can they do?
Well, do a proper movie. I was telling Steven. Do a proper movie. Stop doing this made-for-TV shit. In Excess and Michael Hutchence deserve, like, the Doors kind of movie. They deserve a movie. Because I think they were interesting enough and tragic ending enough to have a story.
Yeah,
directed by
definitely.
someone legit.
Yeah.
That's all. Do it for real, man.
Yeah. That's what they deserve, something like
Yeah,
that. Because, I don't...
I'm still waiting for
Yeah.
that on Nirvana, and I've seen plenty of made-for-TV docos.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for, where's the movie, the one that's just gonna be raw. And
Yeah, the raw one.
in black and white or something horrid. Something directed by Oliver Stone that's gonna be weird. Where's that?
I know, they should have something like that. And there's so many people out there who can actually do it,
Yeah.
Plenty of good actors out there who can take on that, could bring Kurt Cobain to the screen.
Whether you love or hate the Doors, Oliver Stone style, egomaniac type, Val Kilmer, he did fucking bring him to life, right?
He did.
So it would be interesting to see them do that with another famous frontman, because when you watch that movie, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's Jim Morrison. The way he's just like moving and being weird.
There's also another documentary on the Doors, When We Were Strange. I think it's on SBS on demand.
When We Were Strange.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, so we figured out that the sound of rock may very well be dead.
Yeah.
But then again, that's just trends. It ebbs and flows.
Just ebbs and flows. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be born again, right? It died in the...
That's it.
It died during the days of disco, for real.
Oh, yeah.
It turned into 70s kind of too overdone.
Everyone forgot all about rock.
I think so. And then that's why I feel like in the 90s,
Yeah.
it was birthed, but then it was immediately killed.
Yeah.
It was immediately smothered,
It was going up
branded,
and down,
Pepsi-sized,
Yeah.
and then suicided and died within a couple years.
Yeah.
And then the 2000s, I still don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what to cling to. And is Good Charlotte, the Madden Brothers, are they rock?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Ish.
Yeah. So those are the sort of... That's the
I'm
sort of
trying
bands
to cling
I was
to-
listening to.
I'm trying to just
Simple
cling to.
Plan as well, and... Yeah. There's a whole bunch of them.
But that probably started to taper off in, say, 2010. And it's 2017.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who's the top of the charts on rock. Zero.
I wouldn't know either.
Again, you say U2's still around, but I don't recall any of their songs.
No. No, that's it. I don't know either.
Oh, well. But rock spirit, we believe, lives, but there's a bit of a blurred line as to who
Bit of
has
a blurred line, yeah.
Okay.
So it's there, but it's
but...
sort of spread out evenly.
All right. Well. All right. That was good. I think we learned a lot. I think we will definitely have to talk about music again.
Yes.
Because DC,
Yeah.
how much music lives in us.
Definitely.
We didn't have to look
Just
all
keep
that
it
up.
going.
It just
No,
spilled
it was
out of
just
us
there.
like vomit. Musical
Let's
vomit.
keep it going and going. Yeah.
All right. That was awesome. I loved having you. Definitely gonna do this again.
Definitely. Yep. We'll do it again.
Rock sound is dead, but its spirit is alive.
Spirit's alive.
That's
yeah.
what we've come up
That's what
with,
we've come
and it
up
might
with.
be in Sia. You said maybe.
Maybe. Perhaps.
A little bit. All right. All right. We'll talk again. Thanks,
Yep.
everyone, for listening. Check us out on YouTube, because we're going to do this on YouTube, and on iTunes as normal, and SoundCloud, and Twitter, and everywhere that I post this. And everywhere else you can find podcasts. What's the one you use where you find your podcasts?
Podcast Republic.
Look at that, another one.
Yeah.
They're just everywhere.
They're everywhere.
CoffeePod.
Yep.
CoffeePod Live.
Also, there's podcasts on Spotify as well now.
Yeah, well, you have to be like, I don't know, King Dick to get on there. I don't know how you get on there. So maybe one day CoffeePod will be on Spotify.
It will be.
Not quite yet.
Number one podcast.
Just check us out on iTunes for now because they let us in. All right. Thanks for joining. We'll talk to you later. See ya.